Hi, welcome in. And here's a thought. Nothing vast enters the life of mortals without a curse. Sophocles. It has been a heavy week as we're still trying to come to terms with the pain of Canada's Indigenous people and what we can do to help. And then there's this horrific hate crime in London, Ontario. 4 family members, 3 generations, wiped out while enjoying a walk on a sultry spring evening. A boy left without his family. For some, for me, it's hard to make this make sense, any of it, the cruelty of it all. I do have a few thoughts that keep coming to the forefront of my mind. If you have seen The Social Dilemma, you'll understand. If you haven't, it came out last September on Netflix. And this documentary is about social media and its reach. It's truly mind-blowing. Now, I didn't want to watch it at first because I like my social media, thank you very much. Love my Twitter and yes, Facebook or Instagram, through which many folks are finding this journal today. Thank you. So I didn't want to ruin this fun through the documentary. Unfortunately, it hasn't. It's been enlightening, and I can decide how much I let in. As a parent, grandmother, whoever you are, I'm going to urge you to watch this, not as a fun vampire. Like, I'm not going to say you've got to give up this or that, but to know what's happening. Take, for instance, that crazy uncle you have who keeps spewing this unbelievable BS about vaccines or magnetism or flat earth or deep state or whatever, and then says, well, yeah, I like to keep well informed. I like different opinions. Really? Because there's a very good chance that a while back he was sent a story about, say, flat earth, which is a good band name and a bad science, and decided to read it. Then click to read more. And all of a sudden he gets a trickle and then a flood of stories coming in to feed that same wacko narrative. And there it is. He is surrounded by like-minded people all reading and repeating the same insanity. This was the true eye-opener for me about The Social Dilemma. I suddenly understand how people who get the same access to newspaper feeds and information as I do could believe such batshit crazy nonsense, because that's what they're being fed. It's how some 70% of Republicans believe their guy won the presidential election, because that's what their little BS bubble is telling them. I'm not for a moment going to give the murderous driver of that pickup truck in London the benefit of any doubt or say, there, the internet made him do it. But instead of saying how much hatred he had to be raised with around the supper table at home, maybe take a good hard look at his social feeds, those meals instead. What has been raised around him? What was he surrounded by? And then ask who in your life you might want to have a talk with. Too awkward? Sit with them and watch The Social Dilemma, especially if you're a parent. You need to know what's coming at your kids. It really is well done, entertaining, and I'm not trying to sound alarmist. Think of it just as a poke, which I know isn't a thing on Facebook anymore, but you get my drift. Have a good weekend, and I'll be back with you here on Monday.